Hey there, WUBall fans. Make plans now to kick off the 2024 season at the first Waldorf Gridiron Club Golf Tournament, Friday, September 6th at the Gruis Golf Course. Start your home opener tailgating experience early by registering your 4-person team now at wugridironevents@gmail.com. Find the link in the show notes. It's just $150 for each team, and that includes meals. If you want to sponsor one of our 9 holes, you can do that too for just $300, which includes the team registration, meals, hole signage, and recognition. This is a fundraiser for the Gridiron Club, and all money raised goes straight to the Warrior football program. We'll start registration at 12:15, get a welcome from the coaches and explain the tournament rules at 12:45, then off to a shotgun start to our scramble at 1 p.m. Think of it as a kickoff. It's just a 9-hole tournament, so there will be plenty of time for our evening meal, flight prizes, and pre-game camaraderie around 5 p.m. You can bring your own cart or rent them right there at the course. The Gruis Golf Course is located west of Forest City at 2724 360th Street in rural Buffalo Center. We can't wait to see you at the Waldorf Gridiron Club Golf Tournament September 6th. Get your team together and register today by emailing wugridironevents@gmail.com, and we'll get you taken care of. Go Warriors! Welcome to the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast, your home for all things football at Waldorf University, the best small college football experience in America. Hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson, from the secret bunker beneath Bullsdorf Field.
All right, welcome to this episode of the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast. For those of you that have listened to the last two, man, you've been treated.
Yes, you have.
Oh my gosh. You know, we set it up with our summer series. You know, we talked about all the different schools in the GPAC. Last week, we talked about Concordia, which is in Seward, Nebraska, which has got the world's largest time capsule.
Which we will visit.
Yeah. I think so. I want that Vega.
Yeah.
July 4th, 2025.
Maybe there's like a silent auction list you can sign up for, kind of like what we do with the helmet at the game. Yeah. There's just one sitting over there at the Seward Pyramid.
I'm just going to watch for the dude that buys the panties.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
exactly. Finally, I get these back. Can't believe I had to buy them.
Ralph, stop bidding. I love these things. So, folks, if you've been following along in the series, we have a lot of special insights because obviously we're joined again by head coach Tyler Chapa, who is an alumnus of Doane University, who we will be breaking down today.
Yes, Doane.
Coach, it's good to be back. First of all, these weekly gatherings have been awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a good time.
I think people enjoy them.
Yeah,
I look forward to it.
I have no way of knowing, but you can text the program. You can text. I do get those. So if you've got
so you should
witty
read those
comments.
Yeah, you should actually, like, folks, if you can go to, is it on our Buzzsprout?
It is.
Okay.
But if it's on anything. So whatever you listen to, they can just text the program as a link. It's right there on every episode, and you can text it. And then that comes into my system as fan mail. And and needless to say, I don't know where our fans are. No messages in the inbox yet. You lazy Warrior fan.
All right, folks. What you need to do is you've got to want us to dive into something. Whether it's about one of the upcoming universities, obviously it's too late for Doane. But I guess if you want to know more about Doane, you could send us a text, and maybe on our next week's episode we could revisit that real quick. And listener mail. We could have a little segment.
Well, I'll be glad to read that.
That would be fun.
That'd be a good time.
That'd be fun.
I thought on my other show I'd get a lot more hate mail, which would be a great segment to just read my hate mail. But
no, I
don't got any. They're just like, love the show.
Good job, thanks.
That's doing awesome over there.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, what does a guy have to say?
Tough problems.
I don't know. You have to get a little more controversial.
I tried. Okay. I know. We'll see.
So because we have an alumnus of Doane University,
we're going to verify all these facts.
We should have had him bring Nicole with, because she probably also has some good stories.
Alumnus.
Yeah.
She's working right now.
Yeah, well,
I get the cool job. She has to.
Andy, where?
Money.
And
what?
You can't answer, Coach. You can't answer this.
Oh yeah.
Where is this university that is not supported by the back pill giant?
Which is a shock.
Mm-hmm. Where is it located in Nebraska?
What is the locale, Coach?
He said I couldn't answer.
Oh, he couldn't answer.
Yeah.
Well, it's in Crete, Nebraska.
There. Crete,
Yeah, Crete.
Nebraska, just like the small island in the Mediterranean.
Greece.
Yeah.
Are they called Cretans?
Cretians.
Cretians.
Creatures. I don't know. Whatever.
Who wants
you
to be a
call
Who wants to be a Cretan?
or a
You know,
Cretan.
where are you from? I'm a Cretan.
Isn't that what the people from Crete are called? Cretans? Or is that a derogatory term? I mean, I know it's a derogatory term.
Oh, it is.
Oh, yeah.
So I
You
should
call somebody a Cretan.
Oh,
It means that they're
yeah. No, we said
moron.
Cretians.
They say Cretans?
Yeah, maybe that was
Probably why? Because they're like, no, we technically are Cretans, but let's make the T softer.
Yeah,
What I do.
we didn't know what we were talking
Yeah.
I
about.
don't want to walk around being no Cretan and such.
No.
Yeah. Well, because we're Forsythians.
Yeah.
But if they would have kept the original name, what would
Pucker brushers?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Pucker brushers.
Yeah, exactly.
So is that what you do normally? Is just add an ins at the end of whatever, wherever you live.
So if you're from Michigan, what are you
Yeah,
called?
Michigander.
A Michigander.
Or an Arkansauer.
Oh yeah,
I like that one.
that's
Yeah.
a good one.
But
Texan,
Iowan,
Texan's easy.
Cretan,
Californian.
Pennsylvanian,
Yeah.
Cretans.
New Yorker. It's all the same.
Oh yeah.
New York.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, a Joyzy guy. All right, so in Crete, Nebraska, is Doane University, who is one of the founding members of the Great Plains Athletic Conference.
Didn't start out as the Great Plains Athletic
They had like 3 or 4 different conferences or associations that they were playing with. When they started their football program back in 1891.
Wow.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Yeah.
So a little bit about the university. Coach, how much did it cost when you went there? I'm sure you were there for free since you were such a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah. Thank you for that. When I was there, I believe it was right around 39 to 43,000, something like that.
Ooh.
And that was 2015, 2016. Yep.
Yeah, wow. It probably has gone up a skosh.
Honorable mention all conference. This guy right over here.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Missed a couple games too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got that big interception against Concordia.
Yeah.
If you listened last week.
Yeah, if you listened, you'd know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I get excited just thinking about that because it's going to happen again.
Oh, history
Well,
does
I don't know
have
if
a
he's going to get the
tendency.
interception. That would be odd, wouldn't
It
it?
would be.
Probably
Like
a penalty.
Suits up.
yeah, who's
Probably
that guy
a
out
penalty.
there?
What's that number? I haven't seen that one on the roster before.
Huh. Exactly.
Yeah.
That guy's moving kind
seems
of
like
slow.
a lot
Yeah.
of money even back then, though.
It's moving kind of slow now.
It does, yeah. So right now,
Getting a good deal, folks. We're telling you.
Oh yeah, come be a warrior. So right now, the costs at according to the university website is tuition is
$1 million.
close.
Oh,
52.
54,163. Again, that's the average costs.
Yeah.
You know, that's $40,520 for tuition. 1,465 for fees. Again, that's
Whatever that means, yeah.
$1,500 for fees, huh?
yeah. Well, 1,465, $35 short of
Mm-hmm.
1,500. But then housing and meals, they throw that together at 12,178 for a total of 54,163. Their total enrollment is 1,879. 990 of those are undergrads, so they got a ton of
Yeah, they do.
postgraduate folks there.
Do they separate out like people that are in online programs? Do they have online programs?
I did
Do
not.
they have
they-
computers there?
I would think 990, whatever the
Yep.
undergrad, that would be the residential.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So people on campus just
so they're not as big
100,000.
as Waldorf
Yeah.
with the other,
Uh-huh.
the also rans.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, it's in the city of Crete, Nebraska, named after Troy.
Oh, Crete, Nebraska? Who was it named after? We have
It was named after Crete, Illinois.
Yeah, Crete, Illinois. Sorry.
Sorry.
I did my
Oh,
research using the bunker AI generator here. Yeah, it's located in Saline County.
It is, yeah.
Saline or Saline?
Saline.
Saline. Well, like the stuff you use, the
All the water is like
Yeah.
it's a little salty.
salty.
Don't drink the tap
And
water.
drinking the tears of angels.
And it's on the Big Blue River, right? Because that's like so. I read a thing that in 1892 a publicist wrote about Crete. I'm not going to get into it, but it does talk about here the Big Blue flows placidly along toward the boundless and infinite.
Yep.
And on the beautiful track that
It flooded once.
nice.
Kind of like here. I think it was the year, I think it was 2018. it flooded when it flooded here.
Oh,
When
I bet it
Winnebago
floods.
flooded here.
Yeah.
Well, and my favorite line here.
What's the river?
Big Blue?
It's called Big Blue.
Here the Big Blue flows placidly.
That's a river.
Real brown though.
Well,
So it's not blue.
No,
It's the name is Big Blue,
but then they put in the sewage treatment plant on the north
Uh-huh.
side of town, and
and you get the Big
Yeah,
Brown.
don't.
Yeah.
The big brown.
Big Brown.
Big Brown. Don't touch that.
We
fish.
can't talk though. The Winnebago is.
It's a little silty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all that.
But my favorite line in this 1892 was that Crete is, in every respect, except perhaps in size, a modern cosmopolitan city.
Wow, cosmopolitan.
Well, and size matters.
Yeah,
It-
well,
yeah,
I've been told. I don't know, but they have. Crete, Illinois. They said, "Listen, we were in Crete. We ended up in Crete. It's like we never went anywhere." These pioneers.
It just picked up and moved. And
Yeah.
Well, and when you look at the history of the community, and again, I'm not bagging on Crete, but so when they named it,
Mm-hmm.
they were deciding, okay, what are we going to name this town? Now, it was on the rail line. It was founded by a civil engineer for the Burlington, Missouri River Railroad, Thomas
Doane.
Doane, and he founded
Yeah,
Doane University. I mean, so the city wasn't established by Thomas Doane, but when they were doing the railroad through there, they wanted it alphabetical. So the first town that they were going through was Berks, after Lincoln. The second town was Crete. The third town was Dorchester, and so on and so on. That way, okay, let's see, where am I at? Well, let's see, I just went through Berks. So next stop is Crete, and then let's see, Dorchester.
yeah.
And then, I don't know, Eagleville.
I do not miss those trains. I mean, they would run at all hours.
Oh, they
of the
still
night.
got the trains rolling
Oh,
out there.
yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know about in 2024, but in 2016 they did.
I'll tell you, how else are you going to get across Nebraska? I mean, you can drive.
By wagon.
Oh,
Conestoga.
Horse and buggy.
absolutely.
Well, Doane prides itself on its small class sizes, fostering a more intimate learning environment where students can engage with professors and peers closely.
It is the oldest private college in the state of Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got that going for it. It was founded, Doane University was founded in 1872 by, as we already said, Thomas Doane.
Yeah.
And again, he was an engineer on the Burlington, Missouri River Railroad. It was
He's just like, you know what I want to do next, Mary? Start a college.
well, and really, he must have been part of the Congregational Church, now the United Church of Christ, back in the day, because that General Association of Congregational Churches in 1857 said, "Hey, we are going to lay the foundation to establish distinguished liberal arts and science institutions across this country." And in 1871, bam, Crete Academy.
Yeah, they have a history of that. Princeton, Oberlin is one of those. These are congregational churches that started them. Then they merged and became the United Church of Christ. And then anytime you add a United to a church name, it usually means that a bunch of churches have just left. They're not in favor of whatever's happening. And so then the congregationalists kind of split off.
We're united.
I grew up Congregationalist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little Congregationalist church here in town. First English-speaking church in the city.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Wow,
That is
that's what
awesome.
they
Yeah,
call
I
it.
learn a lot with the and
Home of the
yeah.
Longfellow Bible. Did you know that?
William Wadsworth?
William Wadsworth.
Well, I didn't know.
We got a William Wadsworth Longfellow Bible over there. I don't go there anymore. I go to a United church, but also
because you guys
not
are
as united as it used to be.
United.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so let's see. A little bit about Doane these days is they have a student newspaper that they're very proud of. Do you remember, Coach, what it's called?
No.
It's-
No, I don't.
It's named after an animal. What would you think it would be?
A tiger.
That's what you'd think, but it's the owl.
Yeah.
It's the Doane Owl. And they have a radio station right there on campus.
Nice.
It's KDNE. It is, or so, and here's their claim to fame. A pillar of the station is Česká Muzika, a long-running polka show serving the nearby culturally Czech community of Wilbur, Nebraska.
Yeah, the Czech communities I do. There was Czech days where they would. What are those little Danishes called?
Oh, yeah.
What are they called? Kalash. Yeah, and
Kalashes.
those are good.
Yeah.
Well, those are
good
great.
over there. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, there are a lot of Czechoslovakian Bohemians around here that make kolaches
so good.
that are so good. Apricot kolaches. Oh, I'll tell you what, there's a lady from Brit. She is Blanche Cheezick. Blanche, if you're listening, I love you. She is a saint of a human being. But Blanche makes kolaches.
Okay.
And
So we used to here in Forest City have a Bill's, right?
Bill's Family Foods.
Family Foods, yeah.
Previously Bill's Red Owl.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was Hy-Vee moved in when I moved in, so you could say I brought Hy-Vee with
Okay.
us. There was a
thanks for that.
sorry. There's a grocery store I worked at in college over there called Food Mart, and they would make those like how Casey's makes the donuts.
Mm-hmm.
They would make
They don't make the
collages.
donuts. They bring
Well,
them in and thaw them
Yeah,
out.
they just thaw them out, but they would make the collages.
They just thaw 'em out.
So you never got to experience a Bill's Family Foods apple fritter.
No,
best thing-
or the paper bags.
It originally was the Forest City Bakery, and then I
Yes.
think Bill's bought the recipes.
Yeah, those guys came and worked for the Korth
Yeah.
family, and they made an apple fritter that would change your life.
It was really good.
I've been
Yeah, I didn't get
Bird's eyes. People
man,
People were wild about the bird's eyes. They were really, there was a little bit of a, I don't want to say, insurrection these days, but there was a local situation where people were like, Hy-Vee, where are the bird's eyes? And they're like, we don't know what you're talking about.
Never heard of it.
What's a bird's eye?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, I've been chasing that apple fritter around the country,
Yeah.
and I've tried many. I shouldn't, but man, there was seriously
can't get
nothing
it.
better.
Yeah, for sure. I used to grab bear claws 2 at a time and get them lodged
Right here.
I used to work with an older lady at that Food Mart, and
How old was she?
92.
Oh, okay.
And she would get there about 3 a.m. to make all her danishes, and
Man.
Yeah.
once they were gone, they were gone. We didn't thaw them out.
She was 92 and she was working there?
Yep.
That's amazing.
She was awesome. Can't remember her name right now, but she was very nice to me.
Yeah.
I love it. See, you don't need Social Security.
Not at all. Yeah, you go in with those kolaches.
Keep on working.
That's right. Keep going, lady. Well, so Doane football.
Yeah,
which is
let's
really
talk
what
about
we're here
that.
to talk those guys.
I can tell you this.
Go ahead. I'm excited.
Well,
you got?
our little AI is going to tell us.
Just take the credit, man. It was all you.
I think that we'll start with football and this. I think that I asked you earlier before we started recording who you think the most famous person is that graduated from Doane.
Yeah.
And you didn't
I
give
don't
me
think
any
we had an
names.
answer. I think I don't know if
Or attended Doane.
Coach Osborne
Tom Osborne did attend Doane.
did he go to Doane. I knew he coached there.
I don't know. It didn't say that. It
Think.
says Tom Osborne.
No, it didn't have him as a head coach. He may have been an assistant.
maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe I just don't know.
Former head football coach, obviously, of University of
Yeah.
Nebraska Lincoln in the 90s when they were
Good.
crushing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And former director of athletics at the
I
university.
just got to commit. By the way, that's good.
Oh, all right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Real time.
Real time on the show. That's,
Real time
Yeah.
on the show, folks.
time.
Do you want to mention, or can we mention who this commit is?
He'll be a transfer from California.
Berkeley?
No,
Oh.
no, junior college. Out
Okay.
there.
Well, that's just as good.
Yeah, we'll get all this information.
Nice. Well, Tom Osborne had some football experience there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was okay. And actually, Nebraska, in Doane's first season was in 1891. They didn't have a coach, but they threw together a football team. They played 5 games. And one of those teams that they played is still playing Doane in the conference, Hastings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they played Hastings once. They beat them. And then they played Nebraska 4 more times. Beat them once, lost 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, that, again, 1891. So they
That's a
didn't.
long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, they had
absolutely.
us. I was wrong on my numbers last week by like a couple of years when I was trying to figure out, our school started in 1903,
Yes.
but Doane started in, would you say
92.
No, that's when their football program started.
Oh,
71.
1872. Sorry. 72. Yeah. 1891 was their first football season.
1872,
Holy smokes.
21 years later, they're like, let's have a football team. Let's see
Yeah.
what this is all about.
100
Teddy Roosevelt passed on through here.
153 years ago, they started playing football down at Doane.
Yeah.
Now, and
No
so
face masks back then.
And what's their record?
Well, their overall record as a team. So Doane, all their
Have they always been Tigers?
I don't know. I didn't say that, but they were their total record is 581 wins, 483 losses, 47 ties. So if you look at their winning percentage with the ties, they would have a 52.3% winning percentage.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. But if you take the ties out, just use wins and losses, they're at just under 55 at 54.7%.
Okay.
But yeah, when they played Nebraska back in the day, they weren't even the Bug Eaters yet.
No.
I don't even think they had a team. They just kind of like, hey, you guys over in Lincoln want to come play some football?
It's like intramurals almost.
Right.
Darn near. But they counted it. It's in the Doane record book. Yeah. And Doane has a record book. Where's ours, Coach?
Ours is I don't know. It's in the basement somewhere. But I will say this: with our new SID that we just hired, they are trying to dig up some
Nice
old numbers. So
because I'd like to see who was coaching before Dave Bolstorff. We knew the one gentleman that
He had a heart attack.
Had a heart attack, so that's why Dave became head coach.
Right.
But how many coaches before him in 1967, 68?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it was only 2 or 3 though, and that's just because at one point I'd kind of looked into that and just went back through the annuals and just said, like who's the coach, and it was like a teacher. They were all teachers, obviously. Yeah. So like somebody did it for 1 year, and then they had the guy do it for several years, but not like double digits at several years, and then. But we started in the 20s, so we had a period of time. We had a good number of years. So maybe 3 or 4 people before Dave.
Well, I know that at the library there's really good archives. We could probably really dig it up if we had that kind of energy and drive.
Get really into
You guys
it.
have drive for sure.
Well,
energy, I don't know. You're getting old.
I'm pretty comfortable right here.
Right.
Well, these chairs, these
comfortable chairs,
merged chairs.
Yeah.
Well, this is a really nice
Shout out to Merge.
I'll tell you, the AI is really not impressing me here, because it's just like the football program enjoys strong support from the Crete community and beyond.
Well, yeah, and that's good.
Duh.
Well, it should. Well, in the early days of Doane football, they played pretty much anybody. In 1893 and 94, they played Ashland High School. They beat them.
They did.
Yeah, and in 1895, they stepped up and played the Des Moines YMCA.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
That sounds
So
like
that Nebraska was for sure intramurals.
That was like
more than
That was
likely.
for sure.
that was like a saloon bet or something,
Yeah.
where
In
they're
the
just
YMCA.
like, I can beat your football team any day.
Well, and
I'll
again,
beat it with my YMCA team. Did they play in?
They
Doane, or
said,
did
"Oh,
they
you're
go
the
to
head
Des Moines?
coach.
We
but
don't know.
My
Yeah,
YMCA can beat you."
and so and they played Lincoln High School 3 times in their early part of their. I didn't write down the years, but they went 1 and 2 against that high school.
Nice.
Oh no!
But they played some big teams. I mean, they did. It wasn't. They also played like Illinois in 1892, Iowa in 1895.
Oh,
They beat the Hawks.
they did.
Yes,
Yeah,
they did.
but what was all that? What was football even like back then?
Oh,
It wasn't like the stone cold defense they got now.
3 yards and a cloud of dust.
Well, it could. Yeah, I mean,
You know, if they're playing YMCA folks,
they were just just
football was all the same. Probably there wasn't really a
it was
talent
club
difference.
ball.
their
Yeah.
athletic directors
Well,
were like,
They're like, well, yeah, let's
Athletic
play.
director.
listen, we need to have some games. Let me call some friends.
Well, when did they even develop the forward pass where you could not?
That was
yeah,
after
true.
Teddy Rose, so it's like early 1900s.
Yeah, and so they couldn't even do the. So it was all just running.
Just straight running and
Straight running, and the thing is, the
think that
play
was-
wasn't dead until their forward. It wasn't just when their forward progress. It's like when this guy is either dead or he can't move anymore. So if you're laying on the ground, it doesn't matter if you got a knee down.
Right.
You better kill him.
He had
'cause
the
he can
hog,
get
he had
back
the
up.
hog time.
Yeah, I mean it's like
good
steer
point.
wrestling.
Man,
They
cool.
were playing
No.
before.
there were rules.
Yeah,
there was
really.
just-
In the same year, 1895, they played Iowa State. Iowa State beat them. They played Kansas a couple times, lost to them, and then they've played Nebraska, Lincoln. So the big boys,
Yeah.
the big red N, 19 times, and they're 2-17.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but those two,
Oh,
those were
Glorious.
Oh, the memories.
look at the 2 wins that they're glorious. So I mean, how many other NAI schools can say, yeah, we beat Nebraska twice?
Right.
True.
Yeah.
Not too many.
Right.
Because most people won't do the background research and say, well, when was that?
right.
Well, 1891 was they played them 3 times. They beat them once and they lost to them 3 times.
Oh,
So that's part of those 17 losses.
yeah, but they kept going back to the trough.
They did. Just keep going. Just keep going.
We'll get you this year.
For sure. So, recently, let's just talk about last year's season. They were 2-9. That was under head coach Bessler, who you played under. He was
he was my defensive coordinator as a player, phenomenal defensive coordinator, and then he was the head coach when I got hired as an intern there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he had
Coaching the running backs.
Yeah, he had 6 seasons. Coach Bessler did for the Tigers. Last year they beat Mount Marty and Hastings, and again we're wondering about what happened with Hastings. Now they beat. I don't know if they actually beat Hastings that first time that they played them. No, yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah, so every 150 some years they beat Hastings. But anyway, so they now Coach Bessler, he is at Dakota Wesleyan.
Yep.
But last year the Tigers averaged 13.5 points a game and 259 yards of offense, and of that 176 was passing. That's their average, and it says their average home attendance is 840. Coach, you were a player there. Did they have that 1,000 people in the stands, or did they just kind of go, I don't know?
Yeah, I mean when we were there, when I was there, we were 9-0 type seasons.
Yeah.
Like
in 15 and 16.
Playing for conference championships at the end of the year. And we had some folks there. I do remember our student section was called the Ambush, and it was right there behind the north end zone. And boy, they said, no alcohol on the school grounds.
Yeah.
That wasn't a real thing, but it was great. The tailgate was great. The student section was great. Now, if I had to guess 800, maybe, no, I don't know.
Well, you don't.
It's
know.
hard to even imagine what
that was
looks
last
like.
year when they were 2-9, and so you talked about 2015 and 2016. Doane went to the playoffs both those years.
Yeah.
Also 4 other times in 72, 93, 97, and 99. So
yeah, we hosted. I think in 16 we hosted Eastern Oregon or Southern Oregon at our place.
Yeah.
So why were they so bad last year?
I do really enjoy Chris Bessler. I do, he's a mentor of mine, but I just think it all comes down to recruiting.
Yeah.
Not only do you need, quote unquote program players that'll develop, but you need good players and people that'll be bought in. And I think it also goes back to, the ties in the community. I mean, I don't know how much those guys over there were doing in the community or what that looked like either. So,
Well, let's get a little bit honest here. I mean, there is a huge connection between Doane University and Waldorf. So Waldorf's success started when the athletic director here at Waldorf hired some offensive coordinator from Doane University named Josh Littrell.
Yeah.
They brought him up here, and that turned things around very quickly for the Warriors. I mean, offensive juggernaut. So he had a lot of success up here. Obviously, he brought up Coach Chapa as a graduate assistant and then eventually an assistant, and boom, now the guy's he's driving the ship.
Right.
And then a former coach here at Waldorf was down at Doane, Coach Henry.
He was on our first episode of the Gridiron Club podcast.
He was, kid from New York.
was he really?
Yeah. He is now a running backs coach at Cumberland University in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Doane's a special place to me, obviously, but a lot of that came from, Coach Littrell and what he was doing down there just on the offense. He brought it up here to the whole team, kind of that
hard hat mentality.
Stern, military type of, this is the standard we're going to do things by, and nobody's bigger than the team. And, was that carried on since he left there at Doane? I mean, I don't know. It's been carried on here, and we've done good things not just on the field but off the field too.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it hasn't broken, don't.
And it's culture.
Yeah.
And if you
he did a good job. Josh did a great job, really integrating with the community, getting in with just people in town. He lived on the golf course, so he was out there quite a bit, and he got to know a lot of the people in town that way. And then he was just constantly engaging the community. We already had community night, but he really made that a lot better. And then that is where the tailgating really took off.
It all started.
Yeah. And so, again, I'm just going to say that Doane University, again, that connection that we have with them.
Yeah.
We're going to bag on them a little bit here. The
Right.
the back pill guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
The Cretan back pills.
Cretans.
Yeah.
It'll be good to go back though. And I was almost hoping that Coach Littrell would get the head coaching job over there.
Yeah.
So then I could beat him and compete against
Yeah.
him. And
Well, I think
have
he was
some
hoping to
bragging
get the head
rights. Yeah.
coaching job too.
Yeah, no
You
doubt.
know?
Yeah.
So,
But culture's a hard thing
Yeah.
to do, though. I mean, you got to freaking live by it.
Mhm.
You can't, because the first time you let your foot off the gas on something or let a really good player slide through the cracks, then
Yeah.
it all falls down. And now all the other guys are like, well, if he can do it, I can do it.
Right.
And,
Yeah. It's about giving up your individuality.
Yep.
And that everything that you do is for the men on either side of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did they just clean house then? I heard that they
Cleaned
just
house.
cleaned house,
Yep.
like everybody
They did.
down to.
And I don't know what
know.
it's going to be like because they didn't hire Coach Johnson until, it was well after Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, a little bit late in the recruiting cycle
Mhm.
for high school kids. And so,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, he's got a lot of experience. Coach Jonathan Johnson, again, he's going to be a first-year coach, so he's going to be a mystery.
Yeah.
We'll just have one game of film as him as HC. He's never been a head coach before, but he comes from lots of different places. His last stop was at Hilbert College, which was a Division III school. Hilbert. He was the assistant head coach and defensive coordinator. So he's
I'm sorry. I thought it was like Dilbert. Like you've got the Hilbert professors have to have Dilbert, like
Everywhere.
comics in their rooms all over the place.
I never was a fan of Dilbert comics.
I didn't give it. I don't
don't
get
even
it.
know what that is.
Well, it's just
Am I
like,
too-
it's
am
all
I too
it's
young?
all corporate. This is how it's like to be in a corporate environment, and it's like, well, I was never in a corporate environment.
No, absolutely not. Then he also coached at Stetson University, which was a FCS school. He was the defensive coordinator there before going to Hilbert.
What are the Stetson? What is their mascot?
Oh,
The Dragons?
something
I
like
don't
that.
know.
What?
Yeah.
The Sea Dragons?
No, I
I
can't,
don't
no, not. I don't think it's that. It's something.
Do they wear hats though? I mean, you think you would.
They wear
think-
helmets when they play.
Yeah, but I mean the Stetson.
Okay, so they are the Hatters.
The Hatters.
They are the Hatters.
Yeah.
down in Texas.
Yeah,
they in
No, they're in
Texas?
Florida.
they're in Florida
Yep.
Why are they in Florida?
because, I don't know. That's
Is that
a good
where
question. Look at this guy. He's got a cool hat on.
Ooh, the Hatters.
I mean,
Yeah.
is
Stetson
that where
Hatters.
Stetson's from? I thought they were from Texas. Why
I
did
don't
think
know.
that?
I don't wear cowboy hats.
Well, you should.
I couldn't pull them off.
I bet you could.
No,
Yes,
we got a
you
lot of
could.
dude. We got a lot of kids.
That is
on
a
the team.
power hat, Andy.
I-
A cowboy hat is a power hat.
Yeah.
You roll in with a cowboy hat, people are like, what's this guy all
Especially
about?
if it's slightly dingy.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
You've seen some things.
But if I'm going to spend $100 on a hat,
You're not going to get a very good cowboy hat, apparently.
that's right.
Because
I'm not going to be like roll this round in the dirt for me so it looks better.
like when people were
Oh, that
all
was a pretty good.
That was
set.
pretty
excited
good, yeah.
about Yellowstone, and they're like, what kind of hat is that? I'm going to go ahead and get one of those presidentials just like they have on Yellowstone. And it's like, well, do you have $3,000?
Yeah. Holy
Oh, I'll just go back to my ball cap, I guess.
I'm a visor guy anyway.
Yeah. Well, I got some Tecovas boots too.
Yeah, but those are reasonable.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
And you get socks with them. Did you ever get Tecovas?
no.
Oh, I
get
have one
socks with
pair.
them?
Oh yeah, they're great socks. I will say.
I love a good pair of socks.
I like boot socks.
Mm-hmm.
You know why I like boot
I get socks for Christmas.
They go over the
Yeah.
calf and they don't come down.
Oh,
I've never owned
Nice.
a pair of boots before. Do you believe that?
I don't believe you're really from Texas.
Yeah. Well, I'm not. I was born in Arizona.
Oh, that
oh, Winslow.
Tucson.
Okay.
Winslow, Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a hotel there that you couldn't get out of?
He can never leave. So, he was also at Hocking College in Ohio, Pearl River Community College in Mississippi. He was defensive coordinator there. Again, Mississippi Gulf coach.
When was he at Pearl River?
earlier?
Because that's where our
At
very
an
own
earlier time.
Jimmy Bates. Was.
Yes. Yeah.
Pearl River?
Yeah.
You come from Pearl River? It's a great name.
Pearl River.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, absolutely it is. Well, or Jimmy Bates.
Both.
Yeah, I thought
Did
you were
you-
talking about Jimmy Bates.
So, did I tell you the Jimmy Bates story? Yeah, right before
which one of
commencement. I get a telephone call,
Okay.
and
There are so many Jimmy Bates stories.
well, there is, yeah.
PG.
But I get a phone call, and on the phone is a gentleman with a Southern accent. Yes, sir. My name is James Bates. I
Oh,
said-
yeah, you did say
And
that.
I said, Jimmy, how you doing, buddy? And I'm doing well, thank you. I'm like, you know who this is? He's like, no. I'm like, this is Andy Buffington. He's like, okay. Well, so I see Jimmy like 2 days later at the grocery store. I'm like, dude, did you like forget who I am? He's like, no, you talked to my father.
Yeah. He probably thought you were crazy.
Yeah, he was wondering about campgrounds or something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, renting. So
coming on up here.
and then the only other place where Coach Johnson was at was Bellhaven, an NAI school. That was like his first gig.
Bellhaven sounds like a prison.
Is that in New York?
I think so. Yeah, it was. He was a defensive coach and equipment manager.
Started from the bottom. That's how the good.
Why is that at the bottom?
I never thought I was at the bottom.
Andy.
No, if you're full-time coach, come on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Not if you're
Hey,
Andy Buffington.
Like I said, in the rear with the gears where I belong.
Well,
Absolutely.
I still think Bellhaven sounds like a Batman prison name.
Exactly. Put him in Bellhaven.
That's right.
Maybe it is.
Don't let the Joker out again.
Mm-hmm.
Where is he?
That Cretan.
There we
Put
go.
that Cretan in Bellhaven. Yeah.
So
No, I don't know. Coach Johnson doesn't look like he's a small man either. So I hope he doesn't listen to this because some of us might get punched in the throat.
He probably played defensive line, so it sounds like he's been a defensive guy his whole life. I wonder where he played.
Yeah, he's going to be defensive minded, and
Yeah.
he brought in some dudes from Hilbert. I believe his
Yep.
OC
Yep.
is from Hilbert, and then he's got a couple guys from Mississippi, and
The president and the AD are from Stetson.
yeah,
So that's
So
how
they knew him.
Yeah, that's,
okay.
must have trusted him enough, which is good.
yeah, absolutely,
Hire guys, you know.
yeah.
It's just such a. There's just so many colleges.
There is.
so many.
Can't throw a dead cat without hitting it.
Jonathan Johnson.
All right, scroll down to
he
those
doesn't
old
look
folks.
that dangerous.
Oh yeah,
Those are the
These
dudes
guys,
right there.
the
Yeah.
manager, German
Those are our
Dennis
equipment managers. So the guy on the left is Denny.
Yeah,
That'll be Coach Buffington one day.
he's.
yep,
I'm still alive.
Oh, still kicking.
exactly.
And if you need something and it actually wasn't really broken, he was not giving it to you. He knew how to fix everything, but
Exactly.
he was not giving it to you.
I got time for this crap. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, Danny, my mouthpiece is bit in half. I'll tell you what.
Can you still wear it?
Hold
Yeah.
on, just a second. That's probably
So
why they
these
have that great
guys, they
facility
didn't-
I
down
know.
there.
He's
They didn't clean house entirely.
No, they left. And
They're
there
like,
was
we're
one
getting rid of
more.
everybody. Well, not Denny and Jim.
Yeah, there
well,
was-
clearly not Denny and Jim.
There
We
was
don't
one
even
more.
pay those guys. We're keeping them forever. Exactly. Just give them a shirt and a hat every other year, and they're happy.
They do have the newest
great.
polos. There was another guy named, his nickname was the Judge because he was a judge.
Yeah.
And he passed away, I think, a couple years ago.
Oh, I'm
But-
sorry to hear that.
But yeah, you give him a hat and a shirt.
Oh yeah, you do anything for a hat.
They
and
cleaned
shirt.
up the whole field. Oh yeah. I mean, as a intern, I tried to help out the first day I was there. And
Get out of here.
yeah, go. You don't know where anything goes. We ain't
No.
picking up after you.
No, yeah, I don't even want to talk.
Oh, their assistant. I don't know why they call him assistant head coach. But anyway, that's what he's listed as, is a guy named Dallas Tidwell. Have you heard of him?
Great name.
Came out of-
I saw they hired him. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know who he is. He's the OC.
OC,
Yep.
QB coach, and then he comes from Hilbert.
Yeah.
So there's that Hilbert thing.
Exactly
That's
what
what
I
you were
said.
saying. Yeah.
But
But also presentation.
Yes.
Briarcliff.
And the Cliff. Yeah.
oh
Yeah. But he's a graduate of, there are a lot of colleges and universities out there, but there are very few that are named well. I mean, we've already talked about Hilbert and
Yeah.
some of these others.
Yeah.
But Troy University is a pretty
Yes.
darn good
Men-
name.
Men of Troy.
Mhm.
Love
And obviously Trojans
Yeah.
in that case. What else can you be?
Trojan man. Oh, different.
We're going to be the wooden horses.
and we're going to
Come on,
commercial.
man.
Yeah.
So that's Tidwell, but there's no picture of him, so we don't know.
I don't think they've done their mugshots. They probably have been just busier than heck.
Well, that's what's going to be nice about our new SID is that hopefully we'll get an updated website.
And they've already asked,
Good.
for new pictures and bios. I think my bio should be updated.
He doesn't have a.
Well, I looked at Waldorf football on the Wikipedia, and I edited it and changed some things, because they had you as head coach, and then they still had Coach Gould in there.
Oh,
They did not put Coach Donadio in there, and so I did not add him. I forgot about that because it had Coach Ani in there. Whatever. And then
you can just edit Wikipedia?
and then if it's wrong,
Is that why it's
it's
Wikipedia?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
it's a wiki.
It's a wiki source.
Yeah, for sure.
Their defensive coordinator is a new hire. Obviously, they're all new hires.
Is that the Mississippi dude or?
His name's Jordan Potts, and he was a thresher. Came out of Kansas.
Oh, Bethel.
Yeah. But not a lot. I don't know what. Not a ton of experience there, but then they're
because I wonder if he hired a defensive coordinator. I wonder if he'll call it still as the head coach. He was a defensive.
And again, obviously, we don't know what's going on down there because just by looking at their website. So if they literally have 4 coaches and their 2 equipment guys, that's going to be a long season.
And I do know one guy I played with, Will Dehart. He's a cop in town. He's one of those stipend guys like Matt Daniels was for us.
Okay.
We need to get more of them, Coach. Some
I know. I've got 3 student coaches coming this semester.
Really? That's
yeah.
good.
So that's
who we got student coaching this year.
So Tristan Eames will be back.
Nice.
And then we've got CJ Noki from Cedar Rapids. Cedar Rapids, Washington.
Yeah, they're pretty close to each other.
Yeah, and then working on another guy who was at Dakota State.
Oh,
so
the Trojans.
Yeah, I like student coaches, man.
Oh, absolutely. They work hard.
They work hard, and
they do laundry.
They do a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They put decals on helmets.
Yeah,
not necessarily the way I like it, but
but it's
hey, they can get them on here. You do the stripes.
Well, these guys they'll be smart. So.
Oh yeah, Tristan, he's great. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
CJ was at our spring game coaching already before he even committed.
I don't know.
I already had him working. He said when he called me, he said, "Coach, I really like you. I like this place."
Yeah.
He said you were making me work, and I wasn't even committed yet.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah,
it's all good.
I just get into.
So the Doane Tigers. So Coach Chapa.
Yeah.
What is the name of the mascot at Doane University?
Oh God! See, I knew this was going to happen. Driving here today, I was like, they're going to say some things that I don't know. Don't know.
Thomas
the Tiger.
Thomas.
Ty Martinson up there, the second guy I just saw you scroll.
Oh, yeah. I'm scrolling through for the listeners at home that can't see this.
That's why Troy's not talking right now.
Yeah, he was my last recruit there.
Oh, Ty Martinson's a senior. Number 1.
And?
I don't know. He's a
but is that
linebacker.
Was that last year?
From Cedar Rapids, Nebraska?
Yeah, it must be. And, he went 2-9 last year. He did.
Should call him.
I mean, yeah, we could maybe put him on live. Hey, Ty, how's it going?
Yeah.
Exactly. How did it feel beating Hastings? Because everybody beat Mount Marty.
I don't know who this number 2 is. J-Bach Garcia is a great name, though. J-Bach.
Yeah. So we got Thomas the Tiger.
Okay. Yeah, Thomas the Tiger. And why did they name him Thomas? Oh, come on, guys. Who founded Doane University?
Was it Thomas Doane?
Yes.
So they named it after his brother?
Yeah.
Really?
Also named
named it after Thomas Doane.
Thomas Doane. So Thomas the Tiger is named after Thomas Doane, the founder of the university.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know where we got Warwick. I don't know where we got Wally. But,
well, Wally makes sense because we're Waldorf. I liked Wally. I don't know when they went with Warwick. But I think they did a student survey and it was a vote. And then there was that little actor guy, Warwick. Was like R2D2 and different other things. Warwick Davis. I don't know what his name is, but you know. Yeah. Anyway, people were probably thinking about him, and they're like, "Let's have our guy be." I don't know.
And so you
can't leave it up to kids to make decisions about
No. Let the adults in the room, and they are adults. But so if you'll recall, years ago, University of Cal,
their brains are not fully developed,
right? If you'll recall years ago, University of California at San Luis Obispo. Now, they didn't have any organized athletic department, but they did have a lot of intramurals.
I love the name, San Luis Obispo.
Yes.
Remember there was like something that you could always mail off for when we were growing up on TV? Like, I don't know what it was. But
Columbia House?
Maybe. It was like San Luis Obispo. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So they put it to their student body on what to name their teams. Again, they weren't competing against other schools. And what did they come up with? The Banana Slugs. Strong name.
Okay.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, that's not actually horrible.
No, it's not horrible. And as a matter of fact, when my daughter was playing 12U basketball back in the day, we were the Four City Banana Slugs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, because of...
So you've been there before.
I've not been there, but at the same time, I really like the story.
Spiritually, you're
I'm not going to say this name, but this guy here.
Yep.
He's losing his hair, man.
No.
I know what that looks
know?
like.
You know what?
Hopefully I don't, because
I'm again 54 years old, full head of hair.
Yeah, you're doing great.
Well, and what they do is they say you have to look at that goes on your maternal line. So if your mother's father had hair,
Yeah.
you're good.
yours is I would call that silver, not gray.
Well, I'll tell you something.
Well,
yes, Andy, because my mother's father did have hair, and
There's exceptions.
there must be a very strong Thompson line, because like my dad, my grandpa, his dad, like we're just like, we don't have time for hair.
No, well, it's because the brain's so big it forces the
doubt
hair.
that.
Right
Yeah,
out.
there's too much knowledge.
Yep, exactly. There's
Right.
so much power in that head that it just
Okay.
And a
squeezes
big,
the hair
a
out.
big
you.
side note, big reason I did go to. Whoa,
Look at this
that
guy.
guy's
So
hair.
I'm gonna say he's a freshman. That's not fair.
Yeah, that's not fair. He
We won't say his name.
thought that was cool.
But folks, we just do encourage you to go, if you want to follow along, and just to kind of scroll through the roster of these opposing teams that we're going to mention throughout the summer.
He's
This
being-
guy's number 60. That's all I'll say. You can figure out his own, and then you got your own deal. Come on, man. What
year
are we
is
doing
he?
here?
What year is he?
He's a freshman.
Oh,
So I'm-
he's
I
gonna
mean,
punch
he's
you.
they're going to make lots of mistakes
Done.
with their hairstyles.
He's a creep.
Yeah, I did the
That's
same
one of
thing,
those.
man. But big reason I did go to Doane, one, obviously Littrell's there, so it was easy.
Yeah.
But my
High school coach.
yeah, he coached my 7th grade basketball team. Known him for a long time.
Yeah.
And my mom and stepdad were stationed in Omaha at Offutt.
Oh.
So having family close.
That was easy.
That would be nice.
That was easy.
Yeah.
hour and a half away.
Yep. And how did Littrell ever get to Doane?
I just think it's one of those things where
Because he was your OC in high school.
he
right?
was my OC in high school, and he was there 2 years after I graduated. They had some pretty good kids, and I think because Renee was the head softball coach,
Yeah.
so I don't know exactly. I think she got hired to be the softball coach, and they had an opening, and he interviewed, and they both got it, which
Yeah,
is
which is
probably
great.
a coaching marriage that that's probably a dream to both of them have a job, and and then from there he wanted to be a head coach after a couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were fortunate enough to get him here at Waldorf.
Yeah.
And, you can't say enough good things about Josh and Renee and the boys. He's got a son that's at United States Military Academy at West Point. And
Swimming, doing water polo.
Yeah.
I mean, the
they're
kid-
all athletic, man.
yeah. And one of his sons is a golfer, too.
Yeah, I saw him a couple summers ago in
I think
San
they all
Antonio.
golf.
Well, I think they have to. It's
Yeah.
it's in their family
Dad probably makes
bylaws.
Yeah.
But my first spring there, I was watching, didn't have any friends, didn't really know anybody yet, but I was living with the Littrells actually when I first got there, which was awesome, but also very intense as a household because, Josh is intense.
A little bit.
Renee's also very intense.
Oh, yeah.
And it was in the middle of softball season.
Ooh.
So there was a lot, and they were really good. And I remember working softball games. He had me grilling for the concession stand barbecue and burgers and brats and stuff. And that's where I first saw Nicole. She was number 0, and they actually won the conference championship that year.
Yeah, she was a
Yeah.
softball player.
Yeah, he was like,
You're over there grilling burgers.
Yeah, I was like, I promise I'm good at sports. Just I'm not just over here working, but.
So I'm just doing this till the other things pan out.
Yeah,
Don't worry
it was
about
off season. What
Yeah,
else?
yeah,
was I
yeah,
gonna
right.
So you're a grilling aficionado, and you came up through the ranks as a griller, and yet Troy and I have to stand at the grill. When we
Yeah, well, you got experience on me.
Mm.
I got to manage my guys, man.
Oh no, you
I'm
don't.
not
There's
in
no
here
managing them. Ain't no managing.
Yeah, when we do our
part of the
cookouts and
culture,
stuff
man.
like that, we got the big grill and everything. We're like
Sweating.
just flipping burgers like crazy. And
Adam Helm is taking them
Yeah.
back and forth, and
yeah, Courtney's standing there making suggestions from the corner.
yeah, exactly.
I
And
was
then-
I was just keeping conversation going, and then especially
Yeah.
in here with the basketball stuff going on, I was like, I need to be in there,
Oh yeah,
be in there
that's
every
true.
now and then.
yeah. it's
So
probably
we're
a
not
good
playing
idea.
5-on-5, and there's tables everywhere.
right.
Because
Yeah.
they'll do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to do that. It is fun though. And then so you were probably a popular guy because I mean the softball girls, they're gonna go eat after they eat.
Yes, and well, that's really how I met a lot of folks is because really,
Yeah,
because they were actually really good at softball that year, and so a lot of the athletes were going to the softball games, and
yeah,
that's when I really realized that it's not cool to be the guy grilling, but it's cool to be on the hill behind center field in the bed of someone's truck. So that's when we started doing that.
Is it still pretty much the same setup as far as you know with the softball field out there at Doane and everything? What about the facilities for football? Have they
facilities? So they share. It would be the equivalent if we had one weight room area for the entire community at the Y.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the Haddocks is. They have another little gym, but we would have to schedule our stuff to where football was the only team in there. But you might go in there as a coach early in the morning. You might have an older lady or older gentleman up top on the ellipticals or something like that. So the community could get a membership to go there.
Okay.
So that's just all the money's being poured into that place. So you get new racks and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So it's good.
But it's a big
working
building
together as a community has done well for us too with the Bowman and different other projects, the track and so forth. Yeah. But it's called, what's it called? The Haddocks?
Haddocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
That's
Haddocks.
a strong name. I like that.
Yeah. Like Haddocks with an X or with a CK like the fish?
With an X. Haddix.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
And there's a statue of a huge tiger right at the front doors of that thing.
Right. And that's for
His name's Thomas.
Thomas.
just kidding.
Thomas.
I think like you people live there. I got a membership to this place. Now,
Yeah.
what's with the tiger? People are like, what's
Now they did just redo their field. They got, turf's been a talk of the town here between us three at least. They got new turf, new scoreboard,
okay. New coaches,
new coach.
A little bit of everything.
except for Denny and
Now,
and-
when I was there, they did share the field with Crete High School. I don't know if they do that still.
What's the name
What
of
are the
Crete? Are they telling me they're the Cretans?
oh gosh.
Please.
Cardinals?
Well, come on.
Yeah, they're the Cardinals.
Come on.
You went with alliteration.
But much like Forest City, they are red and white.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
that's cool.
Yeah, and then you've got the orange and black
Orange and black, yeah.
for Doane, which I love the combo. I like
Mhm.
that color combo.
Well,
They're
it's
Under
very-
Armour, though.
Very tigery.
Under Armour.
Yeah, I don't know.
Big
I-
Nike guy.
You're a big Nike guy.
Yeah.
I like Under Armour. They're Baltimore.
Hmm.
I like a little Baltimore company. They're all made in.
I was
other
gonna say
parts
they're
of
all
the
made in
world.
Southeast Asia by 12-year-olds.
That's right.
I just think the jerseys fit a little bit.
Oh,
because when
okay.
even when I was at ACU, we were Adidas, and the shoulder pad sleeve would always come up over the pad.
Yeah.
So then my shoulder pads were.
But they're a German
around.
company. What do they know about football?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. So you had mentioned last week, Coach, when we were talking about this Doane episode, that you've got stories for days. What's your best Doane story that's not going to land you in trouble with the administration down there?
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of really good times off the field. That was one thing about Doane is I don't know what it was, whether it was Coach Franzen at the time was the head coach, whether it was him and Coach Littrell working together with Coach Bessler and doing a good job of because much like Forest City, I mean, a smaller town.
Yeah.
And, we as football players really bought into the fact that ain't nothing to do around here other than hang out with each other.
They got a Walmart.
And they do have a Walmart. And so probably not going to talk about any of those stories, but I do think, and I mentioned it with the Concordia game, but that was probably one of the best football games I've played.
Yep.
Because I was coming off a rib injury, broke two ribs, having to wear a flak jacket, and already a corner that doesn't like to tackle. So we were tied going into halftime, and the halftime speech that, because we had, 6 team captains. We had this one guy, Andy Tatum, who just halftime, as soon as he, could sit down at his locker, he's throwing a big old chew in, and just a
Did he have a
farm-
Stetson?
He did not.
You should have.
And he was just a farm Nebraska guy that cared about, really loved football and the team, and, gave a great halftime speech. And it was a fight back and forth. They had Division I bounce backs. We had Division I bounce backs, went into overtime, and just the bus ride back. It was a short bus ride back,
Yet.
but it was awesome.
It was great.
And that was when we were like, okay, we could go on to win the conference championship here for the first time, which, we ran into Morningside, the Buzzsaw.
Yeah, they're a little tough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we played in the playoffs. We played Tabor the first round of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Lost 16-14, but me, I blocked 3 field goals that game at 2 interceptions.
Another alumnus of Doane University is at Tabor right
Kevin
now. He's the
Rourke, yeah.
Kevin Rourke.
Coaching football is a small world, man.
It is, and I saw that he was. Did he get an All-American nod? Or I know he was All-Conference as
think-
O-line.
Yeah, he was all conference, and he was a mean son of a gun on the O-line.
Dirty.
Which that's what you want. Nice guy, great dude.
Oh yeah, and if you would, for those of you that know Kevin O'Rourke and listen to us talk about him, I'm sure this is a little shocking because he's such a sweet guy. Yeah, he cried a lot when he was here.
I think I met him like one time.
Big Kev.
Are you really?
Yeah, great dude. Love him
because he was here for when we did our. Was he here for when we did our the little golf tournament in the snow?
He was not.
He was already gone.
Oh yeah, he was gonzo.
Well, then I never met him.
No, yeah, and again,
you met Reeder, I think.
Yep, Jake Reeder.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna quit learning assistant coaches' names.
No,
they're here for
the ones I got are good.
You'll yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
get to know him, fall in love with him.
Yeah.
You know who some of the other famous people that graduated from Doane are?
I don't. I didn't research that because I didn't.
Who cares?
Besides Tyler Chapa, and Kevin O'Rourke.
Well, Harold Pee Wee Reese, I find interesting.
Oh yes, Pee Wee.
Major
Reese.
League Baseball player, captain of the Brooklyn Dodgers, known for his role in breaking the color barrier by supporting Jackie Robinson.
Yes, sir.
And they're really good in baseball. Doane is.
Yeah.
Really good.
Well, because we talked about Renee Littrell, she's back at the helm.
Back at the helm, yeah.
Absolutely, head coach for the Doane Tiger softball team.
Yeah.
Women's softball down there, you bet.
A couple really good professors I had down there. I think they're still there. Carrie Gensler and Danelle DeBoer were kind of the sociology instead of sociology with criminology emphasis was what I did, and it was just all how to get along with people.
What's the name of the best hangout in Doane for the
it used to be, so we had the Red Dog Tavern, which is no more. So then we spent a lot of our nights at Eagles. So they have multiple bars there. They got a place called My Bar. They have Eagles, and they have Someplace Else.
Oh, where do you want to go? Someplace else.
Yeah, Someplace Else was one of those that if you were really trying to get after it, that's where you were.
Okay.
Eagles was
try to stay away from there if you can. Especially when you're in college, when you're thinking about I got a test on Tuesday.
Yeah, we didn't think about that stuff too much. But that's all
weird.
I guess another tidbit, old Blaine Perisher. Was my roommate in college at Doane.
Was he?
Yeah.
He came up here and he was
a graduate assistant
GA for a little while. Yep. And where did Coach Perisher? I know that he went someplace else for a little while and then.
Yeah, so he's down in Austin working for the power company.
Good for him.
Making a lot more money than me.
What?
Just had a golf outing with him for about a week.
Nice.
Middle of May. So,
let me tell you something about Doane's back pills.
Oh, I want to know about Doane back pills.
So Doane's back pills, the primary ingredient is magnesium salicylate. I could say that. I could have said that wrong.
Salicylate.
It's late.
I don't know.
It's an 8 on there. I don't know what it is. Magnesium primarily. Anyway, you know how they were always saying that it was like the best for your back relief.
Yep.
Well, it turns out that 1996 they were kind of shut down by the Federal Trade Commission because
cocaine.
No evidence of that.
Oh
whatsoever.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Not at all. We're remembering Doane's back pills, and I don't think they've been around for quite a while.
Well, I mean, not quite 30 years, but
they were. And what's funny is that they were originally called Doane's kidney pills to cure all kidney troubles.
Didn't help
but
kidneys.
It turns out that magnesium salicylate or whatever is actually pretty bad for your kidneys and should not be given to people with renal issues.
Did I say kidneys? I meant back.
I meant back.
I meant back. Good for the back.
Honest mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I'm sorry, it was a
they
typo.
might still be out there, but I don't.
Marjorie, you typed in kidneys when I said back.
Yeah.
There, fixed it.
Their slogan used to be, if nothing else seems to help, try Doane's pills.
That was the slogan.
If you're on your last
if
breath.
nothing else works, why not try this crap?
Exactly. It's got magnesium salicylate.
Yes,
Just comes in a white bottle.
Right.
Yep.
And it doesn't have an E, so it's not the same.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was trying to decide I was trying to figure out who manufactures it, and I'm not coming up with an easy answer here. So the reason I want to find out is because if it was made by the Dial Corporation, that would make sense. Because the CEO of the Dial Corporation
Thomas
graduated
Doane.
from
Gotcha.
Doane University.
Well, I didn't. Well, there you go. That would be interesting.
Dial Corporation still doing pretty well.
So if you're
Best
looking
Buy, not so much.
So if you're looking through your medicine cabinet and find some old Doane back pills, don't take those.
You can.
Well, you can,
Look, if
but
nothing else is
not for
working,
your
take them.
kidneys,
yeah, your urine might turn orange, but I mean,
It
hey,
could be for anything.
As long as you're
I mean, with a slogan like that, they're like, well, I've tried this chemo. Doesn't seem to be working.
my elbow hurts. Give me those Doane pills.
What you got over there? Well, these are some pills from 1995.
I'll take them.
yeah, it's as current as I got.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, geez. So what's the best part about Crete, Nebraska, and Doane University, Coach?
I actually do think Doane is a beautiful campus, and they do make upgrades. They just got a couple new dorms. That's probably why they're $55,000. But I just think, less than 1,000 kids, but it's still big enough to where your classes, you feel like you're in college.
Yeah.
And we had a good relationship with the community there, and they had a down year, but
Everybody has
down years.
Absolutely.
And so
Yeah.
as long as they're doing things the right way and, being good people and trying to mend whatever they need to mend, I think they'll.
Well, I'm excited for Coach Johnson to hopefully turn that program around. It would be great if a 5-5 record in the GPAC would be like a powerhouse record, where everybody's beating everybody and it's just every game is a coin toss. Right now you have Morningside Northwestern or Dort come into your still funny name. Dort. They come into your house and you're going to have your A game to compete with them because they're a high class program. Now I'm, again, like Mount Marty had a tough year. Obviously Doane had a tough year. Can't remember who else. Well, Jamestown, but they went on to other places. I was going to say greener pastures.
But then Doane beat Hastings, so you never know. It's a weird feeling for me because I went to school there, so I want them to be good, just not on the night that we play.
Right.
Don't be good
every other time.
Yeah, be good every other time.
That third game.
What
of the
Doane
season.
doesn't do though is right there in Crete is they also have the Saline County Fair, which is at the end of July for folks that want to travel out there and scout things out for us.
Yeah.
Doane doesn't support the county fair.
Really?
Not one of the.
How do you know?
They have a good golf course.
Well, they got
but
the
it ain't
24
Bear
corporate
Creek.
sponsors here, and I don't see Doane University listed.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, does Waldorf University sponsor the Winnebago County Fair?
No, they don't. What the heck's going on? NAIA, GPAC, non-FFA, 4-H supporting folks.
Wow, that was a lot.
That was a lot.
There's a lot of hyphens.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how that comes out in the transcript.
Yeah, right? Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things, if we want to go back to last week real quick, I did some research on Concordia. They are a dry campus. So for you folks that are traveling down to Seward, they said for you folks that want a tailgating experience, and I think they put that in quotes, that you have to go to the White Rock lot south of the football field. So I looked on the Google Earth and I can't find the White Rock gravel.
It's a trick.
They sent you somewhere. They're going to put you in the pyramid over there.
Oh,
You're going to be in the time capsule. Don't
Yeah.
So a dry campus at Concordia. So if you're going down there thinking you're going to park in the parking lot and have shenanigans, thanks for playing. And I didn't research Doane. Do they?
They have a field house quite like we do, and tailgating is allowed.
Do they have the type of tailgating experience that we have here at Waldorf?
When I got here, I was very surprised on exactly what we had even back in 2019.
Yeah.
And so at Doane, at least when I was there, there was no tents, there was no RVs, there was no
And you guys were
bars.
you guys were giant killers back in those days.
Yeah, we were really good. And it was just a bunch, you'd hang out with parents in the parking lot that had tables outside their cars. That's kind of what it was. And it was fun. It was cool.
We weren't there for the long haul like our folks are.
Yep. And so, but coming here, I didn't know anything about Iowa, and came here and
It's the Hawkeye State.
And Littrell told us, this is what we're trying to build. This is the vision. And now look at it. We got freaking people here at 10:30 for a
Well, we've
1 o'clock
got
game.
the room, and
That's the
people
latecomers.
want to be here. Yeah,
Yeah.
and why wouldn't you? It's a great experience, and we'll just have to take it on the road and show these other folks in the GPAC how to do it, I think.
For sure. I don't know why we
They're
wouldn't.
like, well, here comes those Waldorf Warriors and their caravan of
Yeah.
tailgaters.
Oh, we could, you know what? We could play.
Oh, they got the funnel cake trailers and
What we could do is that we could start a tradition that, as we're rolling into town, about 2 minutes before we hit the city limits, whoever's in the lead vehicle has a big old PA system.
Oh.
And we play
Yeah.
Like what
CW,
Reed does at the Ryder Cup.
CW McCall,
convoy.
Convoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. And I think it all, stems, we talked about recruiting just a little bit, but that's where it all comes from, right? Because, like, if we can get local kids and kids from out east, mom and dad can just go to the game.
Yeah.
They're from there. And so,
Yeah. Or out west, either way.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
You can
that's
go.
what I meant.
Listen,
Well,
to the left.
it's
yeah.
to the east
looking
for
up-
you.
there's
as
only
a-
one
as a
letter
Doane graduate. Yeah, it would be to the
Yeah,
east. but
no,
for
to
us
the
it'd be
west.
the west. Yeah, come on out, and we want to get on the road and we want to see the new towns and the town of Crete. Meet the Cretans and go and meet the Tigers and all of the
Go
folks
hang out
over there at the Doane University.
I don't remember where we put the.
We can go hang out at someplace else.
Yeah, no.
No?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Bunch of old dudes
We
hanging
used
around
to-
there with big
yeah,
dubs all
we used
over
to
us.
have Pitcher
Mhm.
wars.
Pitcher
What's
wars.
it called?
Pitcher wars.
No, but what's the place
Oh,
called again?
Someplace else.
Someplace.
Someplace
That's
else.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the other place. I
Yeah, it's
almost
not
said
the other place, but it's someplace.
All right.
someplace else.
Well, we will we'll take a look at that. But just a reminder to folks, like I said last week when we played Doane over there in Crete, again, not too far away from Lincoln, just a little bit further than when we were in Seward the previous week or so. But that is, just so you know, also a University of Nebraska Lincoln home game. So it's about 30 minutes away from Lincoln.
That's against Northern Iowa, is it not?
That's against the Panthers of UNI. Yeah, for sure. And so if you're, again, thinking of getting a hotel, there are some options. I guess I could pull that up as far as what there
There are places to stay in Crete, Nebraska.
There are.
There are. They just built a Fairfield, I think.
Yeah,
Ooh.
they did. You're correct
Wow.
on that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there would be WUBall 2024. This is my spreadsheet. Away game lodging option. So the Doane University does have a Fairfield Inn and Suites. That's fairly new. You got a Super 8, and then you've got the Crete Inn.
Cretan?
The Crete Inn.
Oh, baby. There you go.
to yourself.
Exactly.
Listen, if you can't get into the Fairfield or the Super 8, when everything else fails,
Try the Cretan.
It's got those back pills in there for you.
Exactly.
Oh,
They got complimentary back pills here, honey.
oh, that says nice.
Exactly. Don't take those.
Yeah.
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 Was that asparagus and Doane? Oh, your urine's ruined.
It's not good for the kid. Did I say kidney? I didn't mean kidney. Goodness sakes.
All right.
Well, looking forward to matching up against Doane. For lots of different reasons. Again, I had said earlier that there's a strong connection between our humble little university here.
Yes,
in
there is.
middle of north central Iowa, and we'll go down and face the Tigers. And next year they'll come up here, and we'll show them what a football experience is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully I've been tough enough on Coach Gassman to hopefully we'll have a brand new field, by that time.
There you go.
So yeah.
And we'll see the Littrells down there. I'm sure they'll stop by and see some of the Warrior fans that come out.
For sure.
Yeah,
they probably will
absolutely.
be wearing Tiger.
Yeah, he's gonna talk.
outfits.
I do have to make an admission already. Scheduled I'm going to a different football game that day, so I apologize for that. Right now, it's going to Northwest Missouri State football.
Okay.
Yeah. So it happens to be a good friends of ours. Their daughter's a student there. Both my daughters were students there.
Yeah.
I was a student
You were a
there.
student.
Yeah. So again, I have some allegiance to the Bearcats down there. And we're going to go to a game. It happens to be our friend's daughter's 21st birthday. So, yeah.
I apologize for my bottom of the totem pole comment for the equipment manager.
You're still on that?
Well, because I thought we were good friends and you'd come to my game, but
Yeah.
Yes,
No, he's definitely changed his. He was texting. He was like,
I
"Keila,
know.
we're going somewhere
yeah, he
else."
said, "Oh, this
For that.
changes all my plans here."
Well, and
just kidding.
I do have to look for the game time because the game in Doane is at a 1 o'clock.
5 o'clock, 5
So
p.m.
I may be able to.
That'd be a long day for you on a 21st birthday.
Well, I'm not going to drink and drive, Coach.
Yeah.
So,
I know, drinking.
so
steak.
what it may be is going to the Bearcat game and leaving my wife and family and friends and going to the Waldorf game because again, I would love to see Josh and Renee and the boys and just kind of experience Doane for all it's worth.
This is my first time going against him, even if he's not
Right.
on the staff. It's like, it's still his school.
Yeah.
It's your school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It'll
you
be
have
interesting.
you have a lot to play for.
I'm gonna walk past him and just look forward.
Yeah, he'd be, hey,
Yeah.
coach, and be like, he'll give you the dab right
Yeah.
there to try to nail you down, and you just be like,
Because if he did it, if he got me, he's gonna say something in my ear. It's gonna make me mad, and I'll just save that for
you know what?
another game.
Here's what you do: is as soon as he gets you and gets close, just kiss him right on the mouth, and then walk away. Yep,
Just like old times.
Yeah.
And all
Exactly.
the crowd's
Everyone's
like,
gonna be like,
"What the-
"Whoa."
What was that? Give me my back bells.
that's great. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I think we've talked enough about the Cretans and the back pills.
Mm-hmm.
So
Can't wait to go see
Good
it.
stuff, man.
it's going to be a good time, folks. Now, remember, we're going to continue this. I think next week is going to be Mount Marty.
Yes.
The
And
GPAC.
why wouldn't you want to?
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know. Don't know anybody named Marty. Anyway, folks, I want to thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast and our review of Doane University and Thomas the Tiger. So thanks so much for taking the time out of your day to listen to this episode. For Troy Thompson, this is Andy Buffington, and forever and always, go Warriors. You can join the Waldorf Gridiron Club and be part of the best small college football experience in America.
Just visit our website and pick your membership level. Find us and everything Waldorf Gridiron Club related, including professional photos, at waldorfgridironclub.org.
You can also click on the Support the Show link in the show notes to donate.
And you can even use the United States Postal Service by sending your check to the Waldorf Gridiron Club, P.O. Box 125, Forest City, Iowa, 50436.
It's tax exempt, hassle-free, and has a level for every budget.
That's right. Anyone can join, even our rivals.
Show your colors. Join the Gridiron Club today.
Get it?
Got it. Fantastic.
The Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast is hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson. Produced by Sunnyside Farm Studios in beautiful rural Forest City, Iowa. Platformed by Buzzsprout and music by Soundstrike. The Waldorf Gridiron Club is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the student athletes of the Waldorf University football program. Our mission is to assist the program in maintaining the best small college football experience in America.